Hi, y'all. My name is Tanya, and I am the admissions and enrollment person at Make School, which is basically a fancy way of saying my job is to help y'all. I work with all of our applicants into our Bachelor of Science in Applied Computer Science, and I help all of our admitted students begin their journey at Make School for the first few weeks and over the summer, that interperiod between starting a new program. And I just want to go over a few housekeeping things. Yes, this is being live streamed. I know I've already gone over that several times, but I want to reiterate it for those who are just joining. Please, if you don't feel comfortable, keep your camera off. And if you don't feel comfortable having your voice heard, ask questions in the chat. As a plain rule for everyone, keep yourself mute until the Q&A at the end. Even if you feel comfortable having your voice heard, it can be distracting to the presenters and people speaking when they hear audio in the background. A couple things to be aware of: Google CSSI is slightly different from CSSI on the Google campus. So CSSI extension, which is what Make School is running, is a partnership. And Lisa and Adriana here are going to go over that. But because it's a partnership and not what's being offered at the Google campus itself, you do have to be an enrolling student at Make School to be able to take advantage of that. If you have questions on what that means, feel free to DM me in the chat and I can answer questions on admissions and enrollment. Otherwise, we're going to kick it off with our amazing cohort advisor, Miss Lisa Tran.
Hey everyone, welcome to our CSSI Extension info session. I'm super excited to welcome you all today and tell you a little bit more about this awesome program that Make School is offering in partnership with Google. So I'm Lisa Tran. My main title here at Make School is Student Experience Coordinator. And in this role, I kind of help students with anything student facing, like leading student clubs, coaching, career services resources, anything like that. But here for the CSSI program, I am the cohort advisor. So I'm managing a lot of the logistics of making sure that our students are selected, that everyone's prepared for the summer program, and also leading weekly cohort meetings to make sure that we're building community and answering any questions that you may have about CSSI in general. And I'll go ahead and turn it over to my partner, Adriana here.
Thanks. Hi everyone, my name is Adriana, and here at Make School I am the mobile instructor, so I teach how to build specifically iOS mobile apps. My role in the Google CSSI extension is I am the lead instructor. What this means is that I partner with somebody who works at Google. We're going to call them Googlers, and me and that person, we're going to lead the instruction for the cohort. That means we're going to host coding daily code-alongs where we're going to teach people how to code and also provide a lot of support to the students that come into this program. Other things that I'm going to be doing is like checking in personally with the people that enroll and just making sure that they're getting the curriculum and just like a follow-up in case you need some sort of support. Also, we're going to be helping you build some awesome projects towards the end of the program. So that's what we're going to get. Now let's change the slide to see the video of like a summary of how Google CSSI looked like last year.
While I was applying for Make School, they told me about the program, and I thought that you'll get a chance to interact with Googlers, and I was like, wow.
Usually when I think about someone at Google, I don't really think about someone who I get to like really interact with, you know, because where I'm from, like technology isn't very prevalent. So to get access to someone like Mo King is really inspiring for me.
CSSI, it means Computer Science Summer Institute. And basically the idea is to teach high school graduates some basic programming fundamentals and to help create a sort of community of young programmers.
They had a code-along session with a Googler, and when the time came for them to try it on their own, I would be there to support them and just making sure that everybody reached the finish line.
We made something called a fractal tree. So you would scroll up or down and the fractal tree would just blossom, it would just continuously grow.
Well, the game is a Super Mario game.
It has like a Mario pipes, Mario background, Mario music,
We can control again with our body gesture. Let's say if you do this, the Mario jump, then Mario will jump.
And I think the program in general did a really great job of just introducing computer science, because I think it really dives deep into just like the environment that you're going to be in, even in the workforce, collaborative community type environment, and like trying to make those connections with people who have been in the industry.
I think that overall it was a great experience, and especially with everything going on and kind of being like sequestered at home and working from home and doing everything. Overall, they did a really, really great job of putting on this program online. A couple of the faculty were super helpful in answering like some more complex questions.
One thing about the CSSI program that I really liked was community. You ask a question, 1 minute later, like there's 5 people who respond to your question, and it gives me confidence to know that, well, if I could do this, then I could pursue a bachelor's degree in computer science,
Okay. Yes. Okay. So that video, I hope it was like an introduction of what is Google CSSI. We had some of the people participating from last year showing you their projects. So what is it really? It's a 4-week computer science introduction. And this is perfect if you're coming to college like with some or even like non-experience in computer science, because this is where you're going to learn like the basic concepts. And it is learning how to code by consuming materials such as videos or readings, but also, and I think the best part of it, it's like hands-on project-based learning, which ties really well with how we do things at Make School. In this type of learning, me and this Googler person, we're going to help you create awesome projects. We're going to do that through the daily code along sessions. We do this to introduce you to new concepts that maybe look abstract at the beginning, but then we're going to also spend some time helping you practice those concepts and complete all of the challenges that are available. We're going to do this using mostly JavaScript, especially a library called P5. That's what the curriculum is based on. And with P5, with this library, you can build projects that are by nature very visual, as you saw in like the example projects, which just makes them very fun. You build animations, you build games, you can create like art pieces based with math only, include sounds, include also like, I don't know, a little bit more complex components like movement, like real life movement, and many more things. So that's the curriculum that we're going to be teaching mostly. And that's going to be done by me and another Googler. The program dates are July 12th all the way to August 6th. And we meet every day from Monday to Friday from 12 to 3 p.m. During this time, that's the time including the code along sessions and kind of like the office hours for you to practice.
In addition to the code alongs, there are some other components of the program that participants must be able to commit to. For example, there will also be independent study lessons that students will receive beforehand, and they're usually pre-recorded lessons, about 20 to 30 minutes or so, taught by Googler, that kind of goes into the material. And we're expecting students to kind of go over those lessons and do some independent practice before coming to the code alongs. And then the code alongs, like Adriana mentioned, are Monday through Friday from 12 to 3 p.m. So those are 3-hour-long code alongs of instructional time, but also time to work with your groups, time to get assistance from Adriana, our Googler, and a TA to make sure that you're really understanding the material and getting the most out of the program that you can. In addition to the technical stuff, you're also going to be asked to attend weekly cohort meetings. That's just with our Make School extension site. And that usually has some developmental component to it, where we're talking about professional development things, doing fun icebreaker activities, community building, things like that, to make sure that you're really feeling connected to other students who are part of this program. So now we're going to go over the logistics piece of this. So as Tanya mentioned earlier, you have to be a Make School student in the fall in order to be eligible for this program. It's not exclusive to graduating high school seniors. We recognize that a lot of our Make School students are coming from all different backgrounds, so we're not excluding anyone who is not a high school senior. We want to make sure that if you're switching careers or a little bit older or wherever you are in your journey, that you feel empowered and comfortable to apply for the program. Again, this is meant for anyone, whether you have zero background in computer science or years of experience. So again, not exclusive to graduating high school seniors, but you must be enrolled as a first-year student at Make School for fall 2021. You also will be asked to be committed to the entire 4-week program, meaning Monday through Friday, 12 to 3 p.m. Pacific time, and the weekly cohort meetings as well. Unfortunately, there's no wiggle room for this. So if you're not able to attend any part of it, we will not be able to admit you to the program. We also ask that folks who are participating in this program are in the United States, Mexico, or Canada at the time of the program. And again, we want you to be passionate or interested in computer science, software engineering, or any other closely related subjects. So again, you're here at Make School, so that's already one eligibility requirement that's checked off your list. And we really want to emphasize that you don't have to have any experience prior to coming to this program. So please, please, please apply, even if you have no experience. We want to see you there. And the link to apply is at the bottom of this page, but there'll be a short link in the following slide.
Just to make it very clear, like, do I need to pay in order to get into this program? The answer is no. This is something free of charge. There's no cost to participate in Google CSSI extension. There is, though, the requirement that you must be an admitted student at Make School for the next upcoming cohort. So that is this fall, 2021. If you're admitted and you get in this program, you don't have to pay anything. Okay, so why should you be applying? Let's see. Make School is one out of the 6 CSSI extension sites, so there's not many. This is kind of special in a way. So we are participating very closely with Google to provide this program to our upcoming students. So that's pretty neat. Another good thing about the program is that you are starting to develop the technical and soft skills needed to become a successful software engineer. This is a great place to start there. You're going to start learning technical concepts from the very, very basics and starting to build up on that into more complex ideas. And soft skills include things that come from the other part of the curriculum that also is kind of like knowing how to talk to other engineers, knowing how to present yourself as an engineer, showing your portfolio, building your curriculum. That is also part of what the program has. Along with those skills comes increasing confidence and building community. I think it's great that you have this opportunity to already know the people that you're gonna go into college with and who's gonna become like your peers, the people that you're gonna see daily in your classes. So you're coming with friends. There's also the opportunity to interact with Google employees. These are people that have years of experience already in the field of computer science, and this is the time to get as much knowledge from them as possible. And of course, additional support from Make School staff. So that's me, that's Lisa, that's everybody involved, the TAs. We're gonna help you make that transition from wherever you come from into Make School.
Great, thanks, Adriana. So now we'll talk a little bit more about how you apply for the program. Again, we want to emphasize that participation is limited. As much as we'd love to admit everyone who has admitted into Make School into this program, we don't have the capacity to do so. The good thing is that the application is open now, so you can start submitting the application again, with the caveat that only students who are admitted to Make School and enrolled in the fall are eligible to be selected and participate in the program. So if you have not submitted your admissions applications yet, encourage you to do so that you can apply for CSSI. Speak to the admissions team if you have any questions about what the admissions process looks like, but that is going to be a very hard requirement for the CSSI program. The deadline to apply for a CSSI extension is May 21st at 5 p.m. Pacific, and we'll be reviewing applications after that, and participants will be notified of acceptance by June 4th, 2021. And the short link is at the bottom of the screen here. So make.sc/CSSI_2021. That'll take you directly to the application if you want to put in your application for the CSSI program now. Alrighty, so now we're gonna turn it over to some of our CSSI alumni who are super excited to see the face or potentially meet our 2021 cohort. So I'll turn it over to them to kind of introduce themselves, their concentration now at Make School, and also tell us a little bit about what you enjoyed about CSSI, what you got out of the program, how it's helped you over your past year at Make School, anything that you want to share. So I'll go ahead and turn it over to our friend Brian.
Hey everyone, super excited to be here with all of you today. And yeah, my name is Brian Ross. I am a data science concentration student at Make School. And one of the things I really enjoyed about the CSSI program is that I didn't have, like, my only experience with coding was failing at like the learn to code tutorials that you find online. So I was pretty worried about going to Make School and like having to go into a computer science program. I don't know anything. And then CSSI was really cool because it kind of gave me the confidence that I would be able to, you know, wake up, code every day and like know what's going on and retain the information and have a good time doing it and meet some cool people. So I think there was above anything else, beyond anything like particular I learned, I think just the experience and getting involved in that world was super exciting for me.
Awesome, thanks, Brian.
Sure.
Up next is Jonathan.
Hey everybody, how's it going? I'm Jonathan Warner. I'm a front-end web concentration. CSSI was super helpful because like going into Make School not knowing anybody at all is like pretty scary, especially when you're not actually going to be with anybody in person. And so being able to like have a core group of people who you've worked with and you can know that they'll answer your questions and help you is super good to have.
Awesome, thanks, Jonathan. Mac.
Hey everyone. First, sorry for not turning on my camera on. I apologize, but so my name is Cssi. I'm a major and my concentration is front end wave. And one thing I learned from the CSSI is at the end of the whole program, you get to do a project like teammates. So I had no idea, like I'm a transfer student. So like coding was like the very first thing I was not aware of. So like I was scared to go to like Make School and stuff, but like this opened up the way to see like how coding works and stuff. And then for me to be able to encounter teamworks was very nice. And by the end of the project, I was able to do a group project with one of my friends. So yeah, it was very helpful. Thank you.
Thanks, Mac. Shahir.
Hello, everybody. My name is Shahir Ali. Actually, a couple things before I begin. Sorry if I look pink. I have a really cheap camera quality, so don't mind that. And also, I did change my track a couple times. So one thing about Make School, which I would 100% vouch and really preach, is that they show unconditional support, even through like the Google CSSI program. Like they never said no. And I really want to like emphasize that Make School is really there to support you regardless of where you want to be in life and what do you want to do. And the program is actually a great segue into what you will be, being, involved in at Make School. It's a very collaborative and community oriented, and someone that doesn't have a lot of technical background. It was the perfect opportunity. It was the highlight of my summer, and I actually, got the opportunity to, make some friends and work on a cool project. So I highly recommend, each and everybody to just have a growth mindset and yeah, just take every opportunity like it's the last and make the most of it.
That's so sweet to hear. Thank you so much for sharing that. Sid.
Hey, I'm Sid. I'm a data science / backend web concentration at Make School. I really want to reiterate everything kind of that everyone said so far and really just emphasize, like, I remember going into the first like CSSI Make School cohort meeting and saying, hey, I'm really shy, like I'm not very social, and now at Make School I like they can't get me to shut up and stop being involved in like every group that I can. It was really good for my confidence. I also came in with like no coding experience, and a couple months before CSSI started, I like didn't really have like a computer. Like I was just, I knew nothing about this world, and it really gave me the confidence to dive into the school year and have some friends. Like everyone who's on this slide right now are people that like I've talked to a lot. Some people have come over and done like study groups at my house and stuff. So it was really cool to like build like a community, and it really kind of all started with this. I really think that I would have started off the school year much more like reserved had I not had this kind of like initial exposure. So it was a really good experience.
We love to see you around, Sid. Sri.
Hey guys, my name is Sri Chakati. I am a backend major here at Make School. And I think one thing I want to iterate about like what everyone else said was like just the community part of Google CSSI. They do it so well. You feel very included. You meet, friends. Like everyone on this call, like Sid said, is a friend that I talk to and that are in my classes. So it really opened up that community segue through Google CSSI. And not only did it open up a community, but it also like boosted my coding skills, because I was also someone who came in with like little to no coding experience. And just being part of the community also encouraged me to like be more open about what I want to learn or where I want to go. And it was a great segue into what Make School has to offer. So I highly recommend it.
Love it. Thanks, Sri. And lastly, our friend Yin.
Hi, I'm In. I am also the data science and / backend webs track. So one thing I really love about Google CSSI is that, after the class, like in the afternoon, we will be coding together. And during that session, like we were all just like, trying to like code and talk. We'll help each other to solve the problem. And that's how, the friendships were made. Like we're just like super supportive. And like no matter how, I don't know, like complicated your box is, we just help each other to like solve it out. So it was like really cute. And I came to Google CSSI with some kind of like experience, but like I'll just say, if you worry if the curriculum will be too easy for you, no, you just take the chance to like the curriculum is kind of really intensive. You can like make one project every day. You can like literally make one GAN every day. So like by the end of the Google CSSI, your portfolio will be really like beautiful because you made a lot of things. So I highly recommend you guys to like apply for this program. You'll never regret. Good luck.
Thank you so much, Ian. And thank you everyone else for I feel like that was like a testimonial. They did not get paid to be here today. They volunteered to come and preach CSSI and invite everyone to be a part of it, because it really is an amazing program that, like you've heard it here, helps you boost your confidence and build that community coming into Make School, and really emphasizing the project-based learning aspect of it, of getting to create projects every day that can be put in your portfolio. So that's a really great thing, and an awesome perk of CSSI. I wanted to kind of open it up to our guests here to feel free to unmute yourselves or put it in the chat if you have any questions about the program itself, the application process. If you want to hear more directly from our alumni what their experience was, I'll go ahead and open it up for questions from the audience. You can also raise your hand in the Zoom chat. and let us know if you have any questions.
While we wait for questions, you want to see the backpack Google sent me? See this?
Look at
It's
that
pretty cool.
swag. Yes, the swag.
Parkland, you know them. Oh, it says Google on there too.
Two awesome questions. What is the ideal applicant for the CSSI extension program from Lilian? And then we have Shivani, what is Make School? So Lisa, do you want to tackle the ideal applicant?
For sure. I think, the ideal applicant for CSSI, there's no one mold for an ideal applicant. I think we review applications holistically of seeing who you are, where you've come from, how passionate are you about learning about computer science, even if you have no background in it, and really demonstrating that you can commit to the program and be a great student and grow from it. Adriana, do you have anything to add to that as we review applications?
Well, I just think like the ideal applicant is first somebody who passed the only barrier, which is you already are an admitted student at Make School. And then just like if you are willing to put the time into your summer to like spend some time learning how to code, and you're willing to meet new people, which will become like your peers during Make School, I think that's it. Yep.
Yeah, I'm also curious to hear from any of our alumni. From your perspective, what are some of the things that kind of helped you kind of get through the program, so that our friends, our guests here kind of know what that's like?
Sorry, I can speak to that a little bit. I think one of the big things is definitely the commitment aspect. And I think it's really worth it, but it's definitely something like you want to be excited about it. It is a time commitment. It is going to be like a good portion of your day during the summer. So if you're someone who is not going to want to be on meetings throughout the summer, then that's something to consider. But it's like super worth it. And I really just think like the excitement, I think that's the biggest thing. I think that like it's really great for people to be able to do this program who are really, really engaged and excited about it, because I really feel like the instructors and the Googlers go to put in a lot of effort for this for you. So it's super great if you really get the most out of that.
Awesome. Thanks for that perspective, Sid. Any other alumni have any input on that?
So I will go ahead and answer the next question then, which is what is Make School? And yes, William, I see your hand is raised and I will call on you next. So Make School is a small college in San Francisco that offers both an on-site and online option in a Bachelor of Science in Applied Computer Science. So Applied Computer Science is different from traditional computer science, which is much more theory-based. So if you're someone who wants to be like a PhD candidate, if you want to research computers, if you want to work on IBM on supercomputers, then what you want is a traditional computer science program. If you're someone who wants to build apps, websites, if you want to, track data for sports, for example, if you want to be doing practical applied, then what you want is applied computer science. A few things that make our program unique is that we're accelerated. That means our students graduate in 2 to 3 years, with 2.5 years being the average. And it is a very small program that is designed to support coders at every level. We take coders who literally have never coded a day in their life, all the way through people who are working as freelance programmers, and help them get the degree they need to get a job. And I think part of that, and I think what I loved hearing so much from our students, is it comes down to the fact that we don't create a culture of, do you belong here? We don't create a culture of competition. We create a culture that's all about community support and growth and collaboration, because the reality is, it doesn't help anyone if you're sitting there saying, oh, you don't know this, well, you don't belong here. It helps instead to have a community that is accepting and loving and wants to offer insight and give you tips. And I think that really speaks to the type of students who thrive here, and also what makes applying for Google CSSI so hard. I feel bad for Lisa, because last year she had so many good apps. And if you get into Make School, it's a high likelihood you're qualified for CSSI because we look for the same exact things. We look for passion, we look for community oriented, we look for, you know, a growth mindset being very important. And all of those are the same things that make our Google CSSI students do great. Now, William, what was your question?
I had two questions. The first question was just about the proposals and exactly what are you looking for in the proposals? Because I know you have to apply for what application that you want to learn about the most, right? You have to apply for 3, right? And another question is, you guys are a whole college, like that makes it a little more complicated because now, like I was just today figuring out like, yo, what college should I go to in here? And I have like 8 different colleges that I'm looking at. So
well, our application is not closed. We have rolling applications through the summer. So if you want to apply, or if you want to just talk to our team about whether or not Make School is a good fit, go ahead and email admissions@makeschool.com. And yeah, Jose.
Hi, good evening, everybody. Yeah, so currently I'm going to school for computer science, and I'm basically doing Java and Python. Um, but during the summer, I have nothing to do, so I want to sign up for this program. That way I could do something, and then because I got to do data structures and algorithms in the fall. But what what would be your advice of how to go about signing up? I did I think it was an intake form, and then there was another section of signing up, but it said you have to be like a student or something. Like there was a different part, another part I still have to fill out. I was wondering if maybe one of the admins could maybe help me walk me through it and sign up because I'm very interested in doing this. To summer school. That way I have something to do. So
Thanks for that question, Jose. Just to clarify, are you currently enrolled in another college, or are you thinking about enrolling at Make School as a college student in the fall?
no, I'm enrolled in the college, and with the view of getting a major in computer science and then transferring to university. So I'm already doing like I'm almost done with the semester and just moving forward. But I was given this link by one of the cohort clubs, computer science, and I figured I think it would be good to get more coding going, since yeah.
Yeah, so unfortunately, this specific CSSI extension program is for Make School students in the fall. So you would have to apply to become a college student at Make School to be eligible for a CSSI extension at our site. But I would recommend to check out the Google CSSI website to see if your school is currently an extension partner with them, because our current program is just for Make School students for the fall.
Oh, okay.
Does that kind of answer your question?
Yeah, probably won't qualify then.
Yeah.
Okay, it's all good. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. Are there any other questions? I don't think so. I don't see any more in the chat. Tanya, are there other ones coming in our other platforms?
I'm not seeing others on the other one, but I would say I have a final question. What would you say is the most important thing students need to prepare if they want to take CSSI?
Ooh, I'll let Adriana answer that, and maybe some of our CSSI alumni can better answer that.
Yeah, so the question is how to prepare?
Yeah, are there classes they should take online? Are there things they should do? Is it really designed for brand new beginners?
Yes, like that is it. You don't really need to like study prior to the very first day of the program. we really do start like with the very basics. And if you pick it up really quick, like nothing's stopping you from like going further at your own pace. So you don't need to study prior to this. You only really need to have like your working computer, and that's it. Yeah.
Well, I will go ahead
Yep.
and end this. Oh, Brian, did you have anything?
Oh no, I was just gonna chip in there to prepare. Yeah, I didn't do any preparation because I kind of knew coming into it that this was for brand new people like me. So I think the only thing you need to do to prepare is just like prepare your work and space and like make sure that you're going to be there on time and do all that stuff, because it's really I think a lot better. I think a lot of maybe online programs, the temptation is just to like just get in there and then watch the recordings and then figure it out later. But it's a whole different experience. And it's really cool when you're able to show up and like engage with the Googlers and, make some connections. Like Mo from this year's CSSI, I'm good friends with Mo now. We talk all the time, and he works at Google, and his girlfriend works at SpaceX. And, I could tell you all about Mo. But yeah, he's a good guy, and it's a good program and all that sort of stuff. Good. Yeah. Apply.
Thanks.
Yay.
Thanks, Brian. I actually got a question in the chat, a direct message about the proposal. So William, can you clarify what proposals you're referring to? Proposals in the application. So there is no like project proposal that you have to submit in the application. It's more so answering questions about yourself, why you're interested in the program, things like that. And if you're referring to the project proposals at the end of CSSI, that's something that Adriana and our Googler will help you prepare, of thinking about what kind of project you want to build, and coming up with ideas with a group. So if you're referring to that proposal, that'll come at the end of CSSI, in the very last 2 weeks. Does that kind of answer your question, William?
Yeah, it does, because I got a little confused. I was looking over the application. I was like, yo, like, you're talking about 3 proposals. What are you talking about? I got to come up with an idea now?
No. So right now, the application is just questions about yourself, a simple application of like, tell us why you want to be at CSSI. And then the actual project proposals will come at the very end of the program. So that's something that you'll get support with from Adriana and our Googlers and our TAs and things like that. So you don't have to think about that now. And let's see. We also got a question about everyone's favorite project that they've worked on. So I know that some folks are engaging in the chat. If anyone wants to unmute themselves and kind of talk a little bit about the project they built, that'd be great too.
Yeah, my favorite project was Yin's, TBH.
Okay, so I'm going to talk about my project. So in Google Program, you will be able to like learn the basic knowledge about how to build things with P5.js, and then in the last week they will teach you some kind of like extension or like cool like thing. Like this one is teachable machine, and it allows me to like train the machine learning model to kind of recognize my body gestures. So as you guys just saw in the video, like there was a Mario game, you can just control it with your body gesture. It's so weird to like do this, but yeah, the game is like really complete, and you will be able to like do a demo like in front of all the other like Googlers, your classmates, things like that, and you can also like invite your families there. So it was really fun. Thank you.
Thanks, Yin. That was a great project. So thanks for sharing that. Any other questions?
let me throw something else out there for you. One of the other things that's really cool about CSSI is that they have the cool like developmental workshops too. So it's not just all code. Like one of the first videos I watched was, it was titled like learning to love yourself or something like that. I was like, this is kind of crazy, because your first day in like any other industry, they don't treat you that well. Like your first day in the army is like basic training and everyone's yelling at you and being really mean. But your first days in computer science, everyone's like trying to teach you how to like avoid imposter syndrome and how to make your resume the way that Google wants you to make it and make it look real nice and what you should put on it. So even if you're like an expert coder, I still think there's a lot of value to be gained from it. And, you know, it's more for beginners like I was, but I think that there's, you know, they really jam pack that, like they know what they're doing. They jam pack that program with like too much stuff that you probably won't get to all of it. I didn't, but it was all really good.
Yeah, thanks for reminding us about those, Brian. Those developmental workshops are invaluable. So the mock interviews, the resume reviews from Googlers, things like that, a super unique opportunity that you probably wouldn't get otherwise. So highly recommend applying to get that opportunity.
Yeah, sort of like seeing the secrets. My bad, Tanya, go ahead.
I'm seeing in the chat some discussion of Discord. We are on Discord for those of you who aren't. I think most of the people I'm seeing are on our Discord, but if not, go ahead and join our fun, because you can also talk to a lot of these students there and bug them and be like, show me your projects. Are there any last minute questions? Anyone have any fun final remarks? Brian?
Yeah, apply to Make School and do the Google CSSI thing. No, I mean, honestly though, like when I got in, I was pretty shocked. I don't know. I was like, because afterwards I Googled it. I'd never heard of CSSI before, and I Googled it, and it was like, there was two things that really stood out to me. One, you know, it's a big deal when you Google something and like all the top Google results are like, what are my chances of getting accepted to the Google CSSI program? Or how hard is it to get in? Like all these types of questions. And then two, the fact that there's no chance that I would have been able to do it without Make School, because I'm not a graduating high school senior. Like I went to community college first. So Make School is and I had applied, real quick story. So I had applied to a bunch of schools and a bunch of other colleges, and I got into some good ones. I got into like, you know, Temple, Syracuse, Swarthmore, all these like, you know, good programs. And I was curious, like who was going to take care of me this summer? Like going into the process, is anyone going to have anything set up for me? And the only people that had any program, like Temple, the thing they did was they froze the tuition increase, which would have saved me $1,000 that I guess I would have paid, and they wanted me to pay like $30,000 a semester, something crazy. And then Swarthmore, they didn't do anything. But then Make School was like, hey, in the summer, you want to do this CSSI program? And like, it was after that, I was like, okay, word, definitely going to Make School, because I feel like they're kind of like looking out for me, if that makes sense. That's my wrap up statement. I wanted to throw that in there as well. And one more thing. Nah, I'm just kidding.
So I will say, I love all the students we have on this panel right here. Every single one of them. I've worked with every one of them. Lisa and Adriana has worked with every one of them. They're all amazing. And yeah, I would love for anyone to join the Make School family, because as you can see, it's a very tight-knit group. And a fun fact about every single one of our current students on this panel, every single one of them is also a community leader. So some of them are in our STAR program, which is like our paid student jobs. Some of them volunteer for events we put on, including this. No one is getting paid for this right now. Some of them are members of our student council. Some of them are club leaders. Some of our students right now are founders of their own companies. I really think one of the things you'll notice about Make School students is that they are community driven, passionate about tech, but they also are leaders and they are in the forefront. And so if joining CSSI or even ignoring CSSI, if being in a community like that, surrounded by support and care, and where you're going to get that one-on-one attention to get your career to where you want to be is what you want, I can't picture a better program than this one and these awesome students. Lisa and Adriana, do you want to say your goodbyes?
Thank you all for joining us today. I hope that we've convinced you to apply to Make School and CSSI. And I really like what Brian said about Make School will look out for you. I think that really is true. We'll look out for you over the summer, but also throughout your time here at Make School as well. So, I'm excited to see your applications, hopefully, and to also see you on the other side and supporting you all in your journeys at Make School. So thank you all so much.
Thank you.
And also you get Adriana too as to teach you after the CSSI thing too. So that's an added bonus, of course.
Thank you, Brian. I'm just reading through all of the names in here, hoping to find some of your names this summer. See you there.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Lisa.
Yeah, of course. That wraps it up for today. Yeah, Tanya? Love it. Okay. Thank you, everyone, so much.